What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and in this video we're going to be reviving the Does It Suck series with the community patch. There are a lot of weapons that have been altered and buffed, and we're going to take a look at some of the ones that didn't do well, and that's probably why they got a buff. So we have a lot of weapons to look at, and we're going to see the Cobra first. So the Cobra is a weapon from DLC 2, Mr. Torgue's Campaign of Carnage, I believe it's called. This weapon is very, very hard to find. It had a very, very low drop rate in the beatdown. This weapon is Tiny Tina, I don't know how you'd call that, dressed, and it's not very good. We had a Does It Suck video on it where I said, you know, Zero can get by with it, but as far as sniper rifles go for him, it's one of the worst options. It's a pretty terrible sniper rifle. We can see that it has a pretty abysmal fire rate of 0.6, which is pretty low because this is a bolt action rifle. You can kind of see it here. It's a bolt action rifle. If you've shot those in real life, you know that they're much slower shooting than semi-automatics. Anywho, it also has about 1.1 million damage. We're rounding up a little bit there, so 1.08 or 1.1 if you want to round up. Let's go ahead and take a look how this weapon does against the very first loader here in the Washburn Refinery. We're not going to use kunai or slag or any other bonuses. We're just going to see how many shots it takes to kill this guy. So that's the first shot, and obviously you get the ambush bonus for that, so it does a little bit more damage. Oops, I thought that would block it. We'll scoot behind the rail. Hopefully it does. There we go. And we'll see how many bullets are left in the mag after we shoot this guy as many times as it takes to kill him. Hopefully it only takes one mag. You can see that the gun does go pretty slow. It took 13 rounds apparently to kill that guy, so not very good. Let's go ahead and apply the patch. Oops, that's not how you do it. Cool. So now that patch is applied, we'll go ahead and head back in there. So now the weapon looks much different. This is actually the first time I've seen it with the patch, but I did read already that it got a new skin. So we're looking at it now, and instead of doing just under 1.1 million damage, it's now doing just under 2 million damage. So that is a pretty significant damage boost there. Looks like the fire rate was also buffed to 0.8 instead of 0.6, so that's pretty awesome, and we'll check out how this weapon does. I'm going to be using a perfect slag O negative. Obviously, this is not my Journey to 100% character. This is the one where I do save edit the gear. That's how we got this weapon, because obviously this weapon is quite difficult to find. So, we're going to be using the Legendary Sniper class mod. This is what my skill build's going to look like, and we're going to see how it performs here in the Washburn Refinery at overpower level 8. This Does It Suck series was only ever intended for overpower level 8. Some people didn't quite understand that, and so I want to make sure that the mission is clear pretty early in this video. So right away, we can see that it gets a one-hit kill on enemies that are slagged and kunai'd out of deception, so that's pretty nice. It looks like with slag there, it took about 2 hits to kill that guy. We might have had the ambush bonus for the first one. Yeah, this weapon is a little bit slow firing, but it's not super slow, and that's with the Legendary Sniper class mod. We could be using a Rogue class mod, which would probably make it shoot a little bit faster. Or actually, definitely. So long as it was chaotic prefix on the class mod. But still, you could augment the fire rate on this weapon is my point. But I think having it with the lack of slag right now, because I don't have grenades, isn't good. Having it with the Legendary Sniper comm, though, definitely gives it the oomph it needs, the stopping power, if you will, to kill a lot of these guys pretty quickly. So that's nice. I don't know what the perfect class mod for this weapon would be. I'd need a little bit more testing for that. But right now I can tell you right away that this is head and shoulders above the pre-community patch Cobra. So that's pretty cool there. Unfortunately, I didn't bring enough grenades in, so we went a little bit slower in this room than we could have. Now that Critical Ascension decays a little bit slower, Obviously, slower fire rate sniper rifles like this are easier to maintain critical ascension with than they were previously, so that works in the rifle's favor as well. If I can get up these stairs, we'll try to find some grenades in these ammo boxes here. We'll see if it's able to one-hit kill this badass loader in just a second, and then we'll continue to work our way through the Washburn Refinery. I don't think this weapon currently gets grenade buffs just in the base community patch, but if you want to use this weapon on Axton, ooh, it definitely kills that guy in one hit. That's awesome. If you want to use this weapon on Axton, you can give it the grenade buff with another patch that's available on the community GitHub there, I think. So that's pretty cool. We might test that at another time on Axton, but for right now, it's working fine with Zero without that particular buff. I would definitely say, up to this point, this rifle definitely does not suck. Is it Zero's best option? No, but it's kind of fun to watch the explosions now, without the weapon being so tremendously dangerous to use because it sucked so bad. So I guess that's nice. Alright, back up here. I was trying to kill this dude before the exploders got to me, but I don't think that guy was slagged, or at least he wasn't death marked, and so he didn't die as quickly as I needed him to. These exploders, though, are dying pretty quick. We have about 24 critical ascension at this point, so the weapon is getting a significant boost from that particular capstone skill. Yeah, see, those guys are still taking 3 hits for whatever reason. Make sure we take out the hot loader. He's more dangerous than the power loader. Cool. Grim's working to keep my shield up. Hopefully it doesn't go all the way down. Luckily it finished off the damage over time there for us, so we didn't die. Nice. With these guys slagged, they'll die pretty quickly. Another badass loader here for us. We'll try to deathmark this guy. Our deathmark may have missed, but we did have more critical ascension than when we faced the first badass, so he also died in one hit. Not sure how much we're overkilling him by, but it's good to know. Yeah, this weapon definitely does not suck now. The guys who decided to fix this weapon, kudos to them. This weapon's very fun to use now. I like it a lot. The Cobra in Borderlands 1 was especially fun to use because the graphics on the Cobra in particular showed some like very visceral, explosions of fleshy targets when you would use the Cobra on them and get a critical hit and stuff. So that was one of the fun parts about using the Cobra in Borderlands 1. That doesn't really exist in Borderlands 2 to the same extent. I mean, some dudes still get liquefied, but not like the Cobra. Not like I remember the Cobra doing, at least. I could be making that up. Someone can fact check me on that, but I remember the Cobra being like pretty gnarly in Borderlands 1 as far as blowing people up. Seems like the bullets on this weapon travel a little bit slowly. I have to lead these enemies just a little bit at these longer ranges. So perhaps this weapon would be good with velocity, or velocity would benefit this weapon, make it a little bit easier to use as far as aiming goes. But since the Pimpernel is easier to use without velocity, I'm not spec'd into it. So that could be something we could do. It would make this weapon a little bit stronger perhaps. But even without that, we're doing okay. And if I was more experienced with it on leading those targets just a little bit, perhaps we wouldn't have had those problems. At these intermediate ranges instead of across the room here, it's not affecting me as badly. So, cool. Aw, that guy turned at just the right time. He didn't get crit. No worries. Alright. Looks like we woke up the power loader up here. Perhaps it's because the Cobra is so damn loud, right? It's got those explosive rounds. Explosive rifle ammunition in real life for whatever this caliber is. I would assume this is supposed to be a 50 cal. That would be stupid expensive. Alright, let's kill these dudes even though we don't have grenades. I should have started this map with grenades. That would have been ideal. I don't think these guys scale to 4-player health anymore. Not a huge deal. That was kind of a cool reason to test on this map, though, because you'd get to see just how awful it would be if you were playing with 4 people. Alright. Surely one of these dudes we massacred dropped a grenade. That's what I'm hoping. Doesn't look like it. We're going to have to slag Pervy using the Pimpernel. Now he's slagged, so that's good. I find Pervy to be a funny little character. Apparently he can also drop the bad touch now, so that's kind of funny. We'll move forward and take out Hurley and the 2 super badasses, plus this little hot loader that's right here. I don't know why they put this hot loader here. I guess so that you could carry critical ascension further, and I appreciate that. That's what I've used him for a long time. Alright. Before we face the super badass loaders, I'm going to open at least one chest here. Because we were going to get hella grenades out of it, I thought, but not the case. So, bummer. We'll see where the badass loaders spawn. Cool, one spawned right there. Try to take him out in one hit like we did the ones before, but we'll mess it up. Missed the shot. Alright, this guy's at longer range. We can see the round travel over there, but he wasn't moving very far, so the aiming was pretty static. We'll take a look at Hurley now. I don't know if Hurley does damage now. I hope he does. Those barrels that he used to have did no damage, and that was kind of disappointing. Alright. Ooh. Well, his gun definitely shoots hard as fuck, but okay. So yeah, I would assume his barrels hit hard too. Alright, so... Jeez. Alright, we need to find grenades or something. This is ridiculous. Hopefully that gets to him. Alright, we got our grenades. Let's get him slagged if we can. Oh, he's still slagged somehow. Oh, because of the grenade. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, that barrel might still be doing minimal damage. No worries, his gun does hella damage. Alright, let's get him slagged again. Yeah, I don't think the barrels do that much damage. Maybe it's because they're not hitting me straight on. Is that just a really hard critical to hit? Kind of looks like I'm nailing it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Alright, well, even without these critical hits, it's still kind of doing damage to him. I really feel like we're hitting the critical hit there. Whatever. Since we're not getting critical hits, we'll just kind of hip fire it. And, you know, make sure we get as much kunai on him and stuff as we can. He's still gonna die, though. Cool. Let's see if he drops anything. Nothing special.
And I disappear, a ghost amidst the combat, preparing to strike.
Alright. So, Cobra. Does it suck? Absolutely not. The Cobra's pretty dope now. It's obviously not the best sniper in the game or anything. But it's worth using. It's not ridiculously underpowered, you know, to like a comical extent now. So, that's pretty cool. Slag him. Perfect. Alright. Yeah, so with just slag and a very low amount of critical ascension, it's about 2 hits to kill a loader. That's not bad at all. That's pretty good. So, the answer to the question, does it suck on the community patched Cobra, is a definite no. The Cobra's pretty cool. It's pretty fun to use. The bullets travel a little bit slowly. You might want to spec into velocity, especially when you're comm boosted, but obviously with my love for this gun, I'm not spec'd into it. So my mistake there. We could have definitely spec'd into that and even just 1 point, the bullet speed plus 120% there, that would make that particular weapon much easier to aim on the longer range enemies. Plus, it definitely boosts the damage a little bit too. So, that's what I'd recommend if you really want to use the Cobra on 0. You could definitely put at least a point or two into velocity. Obviously, that will change how your Pimpernels and Lyudas behave, though, so keep that in mind. As always, guys, I thank you very much for watching. If you have any weapons that you want to see in this particular series, leave them in the comments. I'm probably going to work through a lot of the weapons and other gear that were patched in the community patch because I think it's pretty interesting. And I'm not going to try them out, really, until I make the video, so you'll kind of get my first impressions there. So, like I said, if there's any that you want to see, put them in the comments. The ones that get the most, I'll try to prioritize those a little bit higher. Yeah, hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.